spring is coming, flowers waking too. Daisies, lilies, daffodillies, all are coming through. Spring is coming, birdies build your nest. Weave together straw and feather, doing each your best. Spring is coming, all around is fair. Shiver, quiver on the river, joy is everywhere. Let's make a circle, let's join hands and sing. Let's make a circle, come, let's form a ring. Good morning, everyone. Just to let you know, I posted something really exciting about our fungus farm on the group kindergarten Facebook page. So check that out. Make your observations, record them in your fungus book, and share what you observe on our page so we can all see and stay connected. We are just coming back to school from the weekend, so let's catch our calendar up. Today is Monday, March the 23rd. I want us to look at our moon calendar. There is a saying, an old farmer's saying, that the best time to plant blueberry bushes in your garden is on the new moon. So, if we look at our moon calendar, if you go outside tonight, today is the 23rd, there is a tiny, tiny sliver of moon that you'll see tonight. But when you go outside tomorrow night, boys and girls, the sky will be pitch black. The only thing you'll be able to see are the twinkling stars at night. There will be no moonlight because the moon is being born again. And farmers say that this is the best time in the month of March on the new moon to plant blueberries in your yard. So if you have access to blueberry bushes, then this week would be a great time to plant them. I'm going to try to plant some in my garden. We'll see if I can find any. So today's the 23rd. If you notice, this circle is turned over because on the 27th, that is when our portobello mushrooms are supposed to be completely ready to harvest. So on this day, on Friday, it'll just depend on if they're big enough, but if they are, I'm going to harvest them at school and put them in a baggie, and you can pick them up at Miss Chappie's house so that you can cook with them over the weekend. And I'd like to do a little cooking class on Friday to share a recipe with you that you can make over the weekend at your house. So that will be at the end of the week. That will be in 4 days from today. Tomorrow will be Tuesday, March the 24th, the new moon. And then the day after tomorrow will be Wednesday, March 25th. March is moving right along. In just 1 week, 1.5 weeks, we'll enter into a new month. Does anyone know what the next month is after March? We're still in the season of spring, but in just about a week, we'll be entering into a new month. Maybe that's something we can talk about next week, because look, next week, the 31st, is the very last day of this month. See how there are no numbers after 31? That's because we're going to enter into a new month. So that'll be fun. The weather gnomes outside say that today is going to be a windy, cloudy, and rainy day. Now, I don't know if you have your rain boots and if you have an umbrella, right now would be a great time to go outside and look for fungus growing in your yard. I saw a lot of fungus growing in my yard this morning. I saw some growing at school this morning. We know that fungus likes to grow in wet, damp conditions, and that is something that's definitely happening outside. It's definitely wet and damp. So go outside today at some point and do a little fungus walk. See if you can see any fungus growing. But remember that the fungus that grows in your yard is not the same kind of fungus we are growing at school. It is not the fungus that you can eat. The fungus we are growing at school in our mushroom farm is safe to eat. Last week I said we were not going to do any new sight words. We're going to go over all the ones we've done for the past 3 weeks. It's a big stack. So you don't need your sand tray or your journal or anything. This is just going to be a reading review. Parents, if you want to follow along and write the sight words down with us, then you can make some flashcards if that's something that you want to do with your child. But children, you do not need to write or try to keep up. I just want you to focus on trying to sound some of these words out, but some of them you just have to try to memorize. Him. Go. Of. And. Yes. Put. See. In. Did. Up. Mom. Is. On. Or. It. If. Excuse me. Who. Fun. At. I. For. Will. An. Got. Get. Sit. All. Had. It's the last one. Can you believe that you have read and learned all of those words? It is okay if you forgot some of them. That was a lot of words. So this is why we did a review of them all, so we can make sure that everyone has caught up, because we have some new kindergartners. I know that Potter is following us now. Tatum and Isabel and Emmett are following us now. So we will welcome them into kindergarten, and they were not with us, and we did a lot of those words. So that's why this week will be a good week to just focus on this stack, which is a bunch, and do some fun games with these words. Okay, I need you to get your journal out right now. Journaling is going to, we're going to do two different things in your journal. I'm going to read something to you, and you are going to listen for the characters that are in this little story, or this little poem. We read this last week on the first day of spring. And after we read it, we're going to make a character list in your journal, but you are going to write the names of the characters. So let's get started, and you'll see what I mean. Rainbow fairies. Two little clouds one spring day went flying through the sky. They went so fast they bumped their heads and both began to cry. Old Father Sun came out and said, "Oh, never mind, my dears. I'll send my little fairy folk to dry your falling tears." One fairy came in violet and one in indigo. In blue, green, yellow, orange, and red, they made a pretty row. They wiped the cloud tears all away, and then from out of the sky, upon a line, a sunbeam made, and they hung their gowns to dry. So on a clean piece of paper, we can go ahead and write the date. We can abbreviate the date. I'm going to turn mine this way, because I'm going to be drawing and you're going to be writing. You can also draw as well, but I also want you to really focus on writing the things that I'm drawing. I'll say them too. I am not going to write them though. This is an activity that you need to listen to the word, and you need to try to hear all the sounds that are in that word and make those letters on the page. The date is 3/23/20. March 23rd, 2020. Oh dear, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this? Okay. Two little clouds. Cloud. Cloud. K-o-ow-d. Cloud. Father, Son. Sun. 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 Cloud. sun. And then he started to send his fairies. The fairies, the first one came out in violet. 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 The next fairy came out in indigo. 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 The next fairy came out in blue. Blue. Bull. 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 Ooh. Blue. The next fairy came out in, these colors are terrible, I'm sorry. Green. 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 I'm sorry, this is so hard to see, boys and girls. The next fairy came out in yellow. Yellow. Y-E-L-O. Y-E-L-O. Yellow. The next fairy came out in orange. 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 Orange is a tricky word. Orange. And the last fairy came out in red. 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 So you are welcome to draw this in brighter colors than I used. But I want to see that you wrote all of the words. So you will have written the word cloud, sun, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. Lots of color words for springtime. Do you understand what the poem is talking about too? Which is kind of fun. So it said the clouds bumped heads and they started crying. What do you think we call tears that come out of clouds? Tears are wet, coming from the sky. Clouds are crying raindrops, right? Clouds are crying raindrops, and then Father Sun comes out to dry their tears. He sends his sunbeams down, What do we know happens when sunbeams hit raindrops? What happens? A beautiful rainbow, huh? It's a beautiful spring poem. All right. The last part of our lesson today, and this is something that you can work on throughout the day, you can work on throughout the week, because it might take you a little bit of time to think. But last week we journaled about this word. Being responsible, remember? And a lot of you sent in responsibilities that you have at your house, like you feed your pets and you make your bed and you help clean up your toys. So this week, I want you to think of a new responsibility you can have at your house. This is a time that you are spending a lot of time in your house and a lot of time in your yard and a lot of time with your parents. So this is a time when you have more time to be a helper and to be a leader. And part of being a leader is being responsible and having responsibilities. So think with your parents, or you think on your own, what is one new responsibility that you can add to the responsibilities you already have? And I'd like you to share those on our Facebook page. It is so important as leaders that we help others. That we help others. I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday, and I will see you tomorrow.